Before the guide starts to introduce reading comprehension concepts, here are the top tips for successfully passing reading comprehension tests. This section may be helpful even for those who are very confident in their reading skills. Tip 1. Don't be a grasshopper. Do not follow a grasshopper procedure in your work, or in other words, avoid jumping about all over the examination paper. Read each passage and question in the order in which they appear in the test. If you find a given passage particularly difficult, however, pass it and go on to the next one, which may be easier for you. The same principle applies to individual questions on the same passage. If one question seems too difficult, try the next one. If time permits, you may be able to return to the difficult passages or questions later on. Even if you cannot do this, you will probably improve your final score by concentrating on those passages and questions which you can dispose of quickly. Do not allow the particularly tough question to take up a disproportionate amount of your severely limited time. On the other hand, if you fail to take the passages in sequence, you may well become confused and overlook the very questions which offer the least difficulties for you. Tip 2. Choose the best answer. Read the directions and questions carefully. Remember that you will often have the choice of 4 or 5 answers, at least 2 of which may appear plausible or partially correct. In most instances, you're required to select the best answer, not merely an answer that is acceptable. The purpose behind such a question is to test your judgment, your ability to draw proper inferences, and your appreciation of the finer shades of meaning. The ability to make such distinctions between 2 or more statements or inferences, all of which may appear to be valid, is the true mark of a discriminating reader. Tip 3. Should you guess? Students often ask in reference to tests of this type, should I guess when I'm not sure of the correct answer? Well, if by guessing you mean merely choosing anyone looks good enough to you, you will certainly be well advised not to guess. Your chances of selecting the right answer from choices given are too poor to justify the amount of time you will spend on this hit or miss procedure. However, on the other hand, there is such a thing called shrewd guess or informed guess. Suppose, for example, that when you inspect the choices, you can immediately eliminate 2 or 3 which are far-fetched or conspicuously wrong. You can then concentrate on 2 or at most 3 possible choices. You may have some reasonable basis for making a choice between them, even though you're not absolutely sure that you're right. This procedure may be characterized as a shrewd guess and has a reasonably good chance of yielding the correct answer.